All right.
People do it for the fame.
What's up, fam? How y'all doing, man?
Yo, man.
I think we are here.
Whoa, who that? Hold on. Let me
No, I'm saying.
Okay, man, look, let me tell y'all something. For everybody that doubted, that said we was, I don't know what Sean Payton gonna do, I don't know what, and I told y'all, I said, sit y'all ass back, sit y'all behind back, I'm sorry, and see what the Saints gonna do. Here we go. And he got Ray over here, he's shaking his head. Did you not believe, dog?
I mean, I already knew it was Chicago. I mean, shit, you got to worry about Tampa Bay. Yeah, Chicago wasn't ever. As long as they didn't,
but everybody ain't feel that way. That was the crazy part about it.
No, listen, as long as they didn't overlook Chicago, it was never a doubt in my mind when we beat this team. This team was been on the wing of the prayer all season long.
Right.
They had a quarterback controversy. Their running game is kind of spotty at times.
Montgomery.
Yeah, Montgomery. The defense has been the best thing about Chicago. They play tough football like they do. But I mean, a finesse game when you play Green Bay and you play New Orleans, you play Tampa Bay. Like I mean, at hard.
You put Tampa Bay. You put Tampa Bay in that mix.
What's up, fam? Who that? Who that to the family?
Jump in with the who that. Hold on, dog.
No, hold on. Let me get a sound check on to make sure everybody can hear. If you can hear me, hit number 1. We are on.
Yeah, it's hit, bro. Live, brother.
Yeah, I just want to make sure everybody can hear us. Put 1 in the chat if y'all can hear.
1 in the chat. That's 2 in the chat.
Nobody gonna do all that. Let me tell you something.
All right, if everybody can hear fine, please put 1 in the chat if y'all can hear. What's up, Brandon? All right, Mr. Realist. What's up, fam? Who that to you? Good to see y'all in the chat. Miguel. All right, good. Everybody can hear. All right, Uncle Mozzie, do your sound check. Can everybody hear Uncle Mozzie fine?
Can everybody hear me?
All right, can everybody hear Uncle Mozzie fine?
Raise your hand.
All right, put who that, Sydney? What's up, fam? All right, beware Daggles. What's up, fam?
Can you hear me?
All right. Says 1, 2. Okay, good. Thank y'all for doing that. All right, appreciate y'all, fam. All right, thank you. Dr. Drew. What's up, Dr. Drew? Kate, what's up, Kai? Kai the Great said, we done it, Q and Suede, but real talk, the play calling needs to get better. I'm happy.
Here we go.
Hold on, bro. This is what, but that's what the coaches do, bro. The coaches look at the film and they break it down.
So, bro, I know it's gonna get better. I ain't gotta say all that new.
Well, that's you. That's not them. They can say what they want to say.
Seven separate plays in the red zone from like the 5, and we couldn't punch it in.
Okay.
What's up, True Hurts? What's up, fam? Who that?
That's a problem.
Boy, spell your name Suey, boy.
That's like, all right.
That's why, because he talking real swiney right now.
Hey, let's get it first of all. Let everybody up in the chat check this out. Y'all already know that. But look at him. The Saints already did what they had to do, bro. You don't want to expose your hand. You're going against Tom Brady and the 5 Beasts next weekend. You don't want to expose your hand. Hold on, bro. We got this game. We won it. We dominated.
Banana Red.
2020.
Yeah, Banana Red.
It wasn't our Jubilee. That shit was nasty. But, no, just be patient, bro. We're going to be fine. We played a good game today. Yeah, we the number 2 seed. They the number 7. But we dominated the game. There was nothing they could do. Just be patient. And do what?
Run the ball?
Trust the patient.
You know I wasn't going to say that. T-Dirty, who that to life, bro? Good to see the family members in the chat, man. Appreciate y'all. What's up, Brian? Mash Prime, what's going on, fam? Big ups to you, Sweet. Where you at? One of the tag team rappers. They see what we seen.
Hey, bust your DMX right quick. Come on, no, Mike. So wait a minute.
Kenny, big ups, bro.
Wait a minute. You got something else to drink? Get him something to eat, please.
I've been asking to get bowls of gumbo, man, or whatever.
Man. Crackers.
Big ups to the family members, man. The recap show. Once again, we here chilling, man. Big ups to the family. Statistics. So big ups to the family. Saints take care of business. 21-9 against the Bears. Really held the Bears out. The Bears snuck a garbage time scoring at the back end of the game to make it look a lot prettier. That's all it was. But to be honest with you, man, when we take a look at some of the statistics in this sucker, man, all I can tell you is the Saints, they handle business defensively. Offensively, we need to clean up a few things, but a few of these drives we could have executed a little bit better. That third down drive in which we were.
Did he just get up and walk behind me?
I think he just went away. He didn't like the conversation. But the big ups to the fam. What's up, Donald? Lee Wood, Sean C. Who that to the fam? Troy Thompson. What's up? Defense was on point. It's a few things, man, but not much to talk about when you beat a team 21-9. If you look at the team statistics, I'll run them down to the family members. Saints had 27 first downs in this game. 27 first downs. 14 of them were passing first downs. You look at the third down efficiency. The Saints were 11 of 17. You look at the Bears. Bears are 1 for 10. You're not going to do too much when you can't convert the money down. They were 1 of 10. Saints defense in full effect. Total plays. The Saints had 75 total plays, bro, in this matchup. 75 versus 49 by the Bears. You're like, well, damn, man, they almost doubled them up in terms of in doing that. But 385 yards by the Saints totally, 239 by the Bears, 385 versus 289. You look at the Saints average 5.1 yards per play.
Which I don't want to cut you off, but you got to also let them know, because a lot of people get confused. The time of possession was so high. I don't want anybody getting confused about those 39 passing attempts because you had 75 plays. So if you look at it and break it down like that, it was a really balanced game. Although that 39 looks kind of high, 75 plays, you would obviously have to know that the rest of the plays are going to be running plays or screen plays or something like that. Something real short. That's high impact and involves the run game. So don't focus on all those 40 passes because you had 75 plays and a lot of time possession.
Yeah, but that's the beautiful part about it. 75 total plays, total yards 385 to 239, drives 10-9, advantage Chicago, but that's pretty much it. 262 through the air for the Saints, according to these numbers, and of course the Saints 123 on the ground, man. 123 with 35 rush attempts.
They go over 100 a game, they gonna win, huh?
That's carries. 30 plus carries per game give you a 95% win rate. So, with that being said, man, we were perfect. 3 and 4 in the red zone, 4 of 20. Right now, when you look at the penalties, this is the first time in a long time that you're seeing a team have more penalties than the Saints. In this matchup, the Browns had 9. Not the Browns. They played like you might as well the old school Brown. The Bears, they had 9 penalties for 50 yards. Saints for 4 of 20. But the reality at the end of the day is 38-58 on the time of possession. 38-58 versus 21-02 on that time possession. 75 plays in the matchup. Saints at one time could have made it an easily 28 to whatever it was.
We left 10 points on the table.
Yeah.
Missed a field goal and Drew Brees pull the ball back. We left 10 points. Keep in mind, we left 10 points on the table, then played lackadaisical defense with 4 seconds left. We had no idea Jimmy Bradley going to one-hand catch it. So don't let the final score fool you because it should have been 31-9. Minimum, it should have been, 27-9. So we should have got a 3 if we didn't get the 6.
Well said, Uncle Mazza, because that's exactly what the case was in this one, man. The Saints, this was just outright domination in the matchup. It's almost like the Saints walked into this game and Chicago walked over to Sean Payton and said, here's our playbook right here. Yeah, go ahead. If you could beat us, you could beat us. That's exactly what it looked like. 21, they couldn't do anything. Drew in the matchup, 28 of 39, 265, averaged almost 7 yards per throw, 2 touchdowns, no sacks. He had a rating of 107.3 in the matchup, which is very commendable. Drew 2 touchdowns on 265. Pretty good. 39 is a bit high, but like Miles said, I agree with that analysis that 75 plays makes sense. Running attack for the Saints, 35 rush attempts, 123 and 4. Kamara, 23 carries, 99 yards, 4.3 on the carry, 1 touchdown. Latavius, just 4 carries for 9 yards in the matchup, but still in all. I like what he got. He got Elvin Kamara going, and that's what it's about. He got that in his head over the last 2 weeks before the season end. Is that a lot of the loss, especially tied with the Eagles game and KC game, was the fact that we needed to get Kamara going. And Coach Payton didn't make that mistake in the last 2 regular season matchups and the playoff matchup, getting Kamara going. Another bright spot to this is Deontay Harris. He had 7 catches for 83 yards. Deontay Harris was fantastic in this one, bro. 7 catches, 83 yards on Gamazi. That's 12 yards per catch. He had 7. He was 7 for 7. He targeted him 7 times. He came down with 7 catches. Yeah. Michael Thomas, 5 out of 7. 5 catches out of 7 targets, 73 yards, and he got that score averaging 14.6.
They finally found him today. See the milk carton paid off, huh?
It did, bro.
Found
And then Jared Cook 4 catches, 40 yards in the matchup as well. And of course, then Drew spread the ball out to guys like Elvin, who had 2, Michael Burton had 2, LeJordan Humphrey had 1, Latavius had 2, Taysom had 2, Troutman had 1, Sanders had 2. He kind of moved it all the way around.
Live around the corner.
Yeah.
So he did a little bit of everything in this one, man. And of course, big ups to the defense as they did a phenomenal job in this game.
Yeah, they did a real good job.
So I'm gonna pass it on to Swade first, and he with his analysis on, and then let's see what Swade got to say.
You ain't gotta pass it to me. I'm not even worried about anything. Do I look? No, I got my man Ike in the building. What's up? Shout out to my man Ike. Who that? Man, you heard me. Who that in the building? Huh? Yeah, we out here. 2000. What is it? Okay, whatever. 21.
21.
Yeah, you almost forgot too.
I said 20.
Anyway, look, huh?
20.
Look, anyway, huh? Yeah. Anyway, look here. Check this out. We done beat the Bears. All right, that's done. All right, I knew that was gonna happen. I told y'all when we first had the first show before the game, the pregame show. I said, yo, we're gonna dominate the Bears. That's what we're gonna do. Trust the people. We're going on to Brady. This is the game. What you rolling your eyes at? You about to sleep.
I'm talking to you, bro. You talking to me.
Say, bro.
Swade A. Smith.
So, yo, we wanted a game with Tom Brady. This is the game that we must be worried about the most because this is the third time we playing this guy. Y'all want to celebrate 24 hours? I dig it. Yo, celebrate who that? But we got to worry about this game coming up next weekend. Because this is a serious one right here. You're going against Brady, the AK, in quotations, the GOAT. The third time this year. This is what we have to worry about. How you feel about that, Miles?
Well, I mean, first of all, let's shout out the Saints today. It was a tremendous game. I happened to read some of the comments. I also want to touch on that Taysom Hill because I know a lot of y'all talking about the Taysom Hill thing. Y'all saw the same thing we saw, but when you go back and look at it, that rush to the pylon, that was a really smart thing, and it does show a certain level of advancement because I knew Taysom Hill from a year ago when he was trying to lower his shoulder and try to bulldoze over. Although he was running, and it was a real awkward angle to try to reach out towards the pylon. And I think that he didn't want to take that risk of possibly fumbling the ball going out the back of the end zone with the touchback when they were so close to scoring. And I mean, obviously, a couple plays later, they wound up scoring. I think it was Kamara up the middle, or Latavius Murray. I don't remember, but he set it up, and it was that's more than likely why. So I know a lot of people like maybe he's banged up, maybe hurt. Now it just was a real awkward. The way he had the ball kind of pinned to his left side, he had to kind of reach out over the pylon and beat the defender. The corner was kind of tough. Ball could have been slapped out the back of the end zone or fumbled out of bounds, and what happened? You blow the whole drive. So I think that shows a little bit of advancement for Taysom Hill, and those are the type of decisions going forward. If he is to lead this team as a quarterback, he's going to have to make because that's what we need. We need somebody that's going to be efficient. We have a defense and we got weapons, and pretty much anybody can get back there to do it, but we need somebody that's going to make really good decisions. Sometimes the tough decisions that we're going to all sit back and say, man, why did he do that? But you'll see as the game progresses why. And if you're on the field playing at game time speed, you'll also understand why. Now, going for the Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week, I do not like the fact that we are playing this team at a third time this season. Listen, just off experience, I could probably tell you that the experience that he has, Tom Brady, is probably the film room. He's going to be in the film all night trying to dissect this game and every game. The last 5-6 games the Saints have played since he's kind of been on this roll. Actually, before the Philadelphia game and right after the Philadelphia game. So they're going to probably, the Kansas City game, they're probably going to go over all of that and say, okay, this is what we need to look for. These are the tendencies. This is our Kansas City.
Hold on, we'll go over the Kansas City game.
What?
Who's going over the Kansas City game?
That's what Tom Brady's going to do. The Kansas City beat us.
Oh, that's what he's going to do?
Oh, absolutely. He's going to go over that Philadelphia game and he's going to go over that Kansas City game so he can dissect exactly how to beat us because he hasn't had any luck with it. And he's got all the weapons. However, they have been playing lights out over the last month. Tampa Bay has. So,
they ever played anybody?
It doesn't matter. They still been playing lights out.
What you don't want is confidence.
Because what they did all season long doesn't matter because anybody that can go 3-0 is going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Anybody can get it.
Make it 3-0, Saints with 2 more games to get to the
He got a point. He has a point.
So listen, Tampa Bay, 2 more games to the day. You got 2 quarterbacks on the same trail of destiny. One trying to cement his legacy outside of his ex-coach, and you got one that's trying to cement his legacy as you know,
over the dude with the legacy.
Top 5 quarterback of all time, and that's what Drew Brees.
Who they don't want to give respect to, by the way.
Top 5, top 10 quarterback of all time. He's not going to get that until he has to cement his legacy by winning one more championship.
He ought to be one of them.
If he can win one more championship,
no, he beat 3 of them.
Who's that?
Kurt Warner, Brett Favre, and Peyton Manning.
Yeah, but he didn't beat him when it counted. It's a difference.
They did count. He had to go to the Super Bowl.
What's that?
That same Super Bowl year.
He had to be Brett Favre.
Right, I understand who he went through. Yeah, I get who he went through to get to the Super Bowl. Okay. We went to the Super Bowl, but what I'm saying is, until he gets that other championship, you know how Peyton Manning before.
You're right. I'm right. About
Peyton Manning was before they played Carolina in 2015. Right. It was like, yo, this dude is great, but his little brother, who's half the talent he is, has got 2 Super Bowls with a team that has half the talent that Peyton had in his prime. So he had to win that extra Super Bowl.
They'll never put Eli past Peyton.
Right. They would have put Eli past Peyton.
They'll never do that.
Well, I mean,
you could have won 4.
Yeah, but Eli was a big factor in winning those games. So Drew Brees is on that same track of Tom Brady, both for different reasons. But you know, they're riding off into the sunset, and both of those people want to ride off into the sunset as a champion. So this is going to be one of those games, man. I tell you, whatever you got on your schedule, clear it out. Get the grill, the coffee, put the baby to sleep, give them some dinner drill, whatever you got to do. Because come next week, 5:40 at the time, in quarter to 6, it's going down.
Yeah. You ready to hear right here first?
Yeah, I mean, man, to be honest with you, the defense, man, is impressive. The running attack, man, still be able to run the ball, control the clock, 38 minutes. Bro, listen. 75 plays by the Saints. This is just determined. This is just domination. The Saints should have beat this team. What was the score? Should have been like almost a 40-burger game. Should have been a 40-burger contest. And they would have barely been scraping by with 10 points in this matchup. Yeah, this was outright. This is utter destruction by the Saints, and it's the rushing attack and the defense and stuff that we've been talking about. And really, coming into my philosophy was, does Sean Payton stick to what he did the last 2 weeks of the season? Was that a crowning achievement in his mind? Which is run the ball, you know, and
against Tom Brady?
Against just coming into the wild card matchup period. Okay. So I mean, but it obviously is sticking, because even though he threw it 39 times, he still had a healthy mix of. I mean, listen, I'm not upset about 39 pass attempts, to be honest with you, when you ran the ball 35 times.
But the same way,
I'm not upset about that.
We had a discussion earlier before we got online. If you had 39 passes and lost the game, you'd have been all on his shit, stuff.
I would have definitely been upset if you had lost the game, and based on what was the rush. But what would the rushing attempts be? Because that's what my
same thing. And you probably would have.
I mean, we talking full attempts, a difference. That's
so. Those are the same numbers, and we lost.
It's hard for me to see you rush the ball 30 plus times and lose a matchup. That don't really happen, Sway. No. 95% of the time you will pass because you dominate the clock. That was the thing. And notice when we talked about that before the show started, was when you run the football,
right?
You keep the referees out, and guess what? The referees, it's been a while since the last time we've seen that happen, when the referees called more penalties for the Saints than they did against their adversaries.
Yeah.
So the Saints did a lot of good stuff in this game. Of course, we got to seize the day. We got to score. Like on that, and Swade ain't gonna want to hear this, because he ain't gonna want to hear, because he started the show. I don't want to hear. So what I'm gonna say is this. That's how I say he sound. I don't want to hear y'all, the fake Saints people. No, none of that.
Listen, some fake Saints stuff.
Okay. Listen. All I'm saying is this: when you run the football, like the Saints did, 35 attempts in this game, 120 plus yards. They even got a touchdown on it. Look what the Saints were able to do in terms of time possession. Almost 39 minutes of time possession.
They also threw the ball 39 times.
That's fine.
Which consequently is an excellent way to stop a high-powered offense like Tampa Bay to keep off the field.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, man.
Hold on. So you said throwing the football 39 times the best way to keep Tampa Bay off the field?
The control time of possession like we had today with a mix. I understand. Like you
don't want to hear it. Different from what we've done to Tampa Bay.
This was probably one of those balanced games that we called all season long.
Most certainly. Listen, this is not only just any win, family.
Really?
You know what I'm saying, family? This was a very balanced win, and it's a playoff victory.
What was it, 39-36?
You know, this was a
Run the
playoff
pass.
victory. 39,
36, run the pass.
Yeah, but this is stuff y'all surprised.
35.
35.
Yeah, you know,
That's split hands right there.
Right. You can't,
That's 50-50.
and even if you have that ratio, the Saints are going to run the ball effectively, which they did. And then the red zone, they were 3 and 4 in the red zone. So when they got there, they made it count. Now, of course, like you astutely mentioned, the fact that Will Lutz did miss a field goal, and Drew Brees did not convert. Well, the Saints, I ain't gonna just put it on Drew, but the Saints offense, which was a bit concerning.
They should never, with 11 broken ribs, should have never ran an over-the-top sneak. I would have never done that with my franchise quarterback in the playoffs. But see, I got a crash dummy on the sideline.
The crazy part about it is this, though. You had several attempts to get a third and short package that ultimately could have got you a touchdown, and you didn't get it. So I mean, we got to convert that. This is the playoffs. We can't leave any points on the field. We got to convert that the next go around.
In the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl, Brees go over the top. I have no issues with it because it's probably last year anyway. Wild card round, put Taysom in that man and let him do what he does, man. That's what he does.
But listen, but Uncle Miles, you understand this, bro. 21-9 playoff wild card game. Saints 2021. 21-9 should have been closer to a 40-burger matchup. There were several interceptions that was dropped in this game. There were a couple of touchdowns and a field goal left on the clock. What I'm saying is, at the end of the game, this should have been spank fest. But the fact that the Saints still manhandled the Bears in the dome, this is a playoff game when a lot of these teams be playing around with their competition, barely beating them. Right. You know what I'm saying? What happened with Buffalo and
we definitely dominated this dome.
That's what I'm saying. So that is a positive thing carrying forward.
I understand. This is what I told everybody.
Also, hopefully that Kingston. It's why I love the Saints when they actually have to play instead of have a bye.
I'm not surprised here.
They work out all the kinks before they have to play a much more experienced team.
I understand.
No, you don't.
I understand I understand his analyzation. I dig that. The numbers and everything. Before that, I did my analyzation and I said it's not going to be close and we're going to dominate. All right? So I'm not surprised. Now I'm looking toward Tampa Bay. Y'all can celebrate if y'all want to. I'll celebrate.
24-hour rule.
I celebrated 3 days ago. Celebrated.
I'm about to get you. You said it first. You stole the thunder.
I celebrated 3 days ago. I knew this was gonna happen.
Hey, but hold up. I got a hot $10 in my pocket right now. You get up and do the Sean Payton. You trade. If you can do the Sean Payton on camera, I got a hot $10 in my pocket.
No, I couldn't get up and do a goddamn thing right now. But shout out to Sean Payton. My dog, yeah.
Get together something, brother. Come on, you gotta do something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're excellent. The Saints, and the thing is, like, they talk like we was talking during the week about the shows, about the Bears, that on the show about the Bears, and their delusional fan base saying that the Saints were a good matchup for them. Yeah. Right? They were. We got the best matchup, and I'm like, no, you don't. That's the worst matchup you could have drew as the Saints because they could punch. They're gonna punch you in the mouth with the run, and then they're gonna throw over your head.
Well, they're gonna try.
And that's what they got them. Gonna chase the biscuit all over the field.
Hey, shout out to KKK 504 and 404. I got a designated driver player. Huh? He said I needed what did he say?
Well, hold on. He says right here.
DUI right
here. You got the pop and everything with you injured all there. You got all the, it's emojis for everything. Look, you got an explosion and then you all bruised up. Oh,
that's not bruised. That hearts and shit.
That's not hearts. That's bruises, bro.
Okay, I take bruises. Right
yeah, you messed up. Why would there be an explosion and you got hearts on your face?
Yeah, it's definitely heart.
Yeah,
is it?
That's like I'm laughing.
You don't argue with you.
Like you're right.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm outnumbered there.
I mean, I'm bro. You wanted to be.
No, bro. We're gonna leave it as it be, bro. We're gonna be all right.
I know we play. Look, all I know is we play Tampa Bay. No, this is all I know. I knew that today earlier. We playing Tampa Bay, though. We gotta play.
Yeah, we're gonna. Yeah, we definitely gonna have to do that. We got to call.
Am I scared of Tom Brady?
Call Sway to Uber. Call Sway to Uber. What's up, Hemisphere? Who that, bro? Lamar, what's up, fam? Good to see you. What's up, Willie? There go cousin Willie in the building. Sway.
Whoa, what's up, cuz? That's my cuz. Willie Bibbins, that's my cousin. You hear him? Got 75, straight up and down.
Y'all definitely related some kind of way, bro.
Don't play with him.
All right, Brandon, what's up? He says the offense needs to bounce back next week. Jay Survivor, what's up, fam? Said good to see Marcus Williams back. You know what was cool about it? It must have been. It was definitely the Saints' time because that wide receiver had a wide open pass and dropped it, and Marcus Williams slipped on that play.
That would have changed the entire dynamic of the game had he caught that.
Yep.
True.
Had he caught that. That was early too. That is the total. And those are the things that we got to tighten up.
Oh Lord, hey, Cleveland about to bust Steelers behind.
Let's look at some of the individual statistics, Uncle Miles. Let's go over that, bro. In the matchup, like we rolled out Drew Elvin Kamara, 23 carries, 99 yards, 4.3 yards per carry. He had a score in that thing. And you know, the running game, the defense, and let me look at the defense statistically speaking. Top defensive guys, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, 8 tackles, man. 8 tackles, 5 apiece by Cam and Janoris Jenkins, as well as Demario Davis for a tie for the second place in the matchup. We had 1 sack in the matchup, and that was from Malcolm Brown, who came through and got it. Now, there was just one of them, according to this.
Sheldon Rankins had one up there.
Hold on, let me get that. Let me just scroll on me.
Don't shout out Shaba Rankins.
See, you got 1.
What Shaba Rankins?
No.
That's a sack.
Hold on, was it? No.
That's a sack.
Yeah, Swade's right. It was Sheldon. I said Malcolm. I'm sorry. That's Sheldon Rankins, fam. So one of them, I thought.
Shaba Rankins.
All right, and of course, Will Lutz missed the field goal, but he did get his extra points in there in the matchup. But outside of that, man, the Bears had no chance in this matchup. Saints completely neutralized the rushing attack. The people had, 19 carries for 48 yards. That's 2.5 yards per rush, man. It doesn't have
2 rushes, 3rd down?
3rd down, 4th down.
Yeah.
For their asses. 2 rushes, 4th down. Trubisky, 19 of 29, 199. 1 touchdown and a QBR of 13.2 in the matchup. David Montgomery, a dangerous running back. Saints 12. He ran 12 times for 31 yards. Absolutely shut down. And some of their best guys were ineffective. Allen Robinson, Riley Ridley, who's the brother of Calvin Ridley. He didn't get anything going. Nobody else got nothing going. And Jimmy Graham had 2 catches, and one of them was for the score in garbage time at the back end of one-hander. So they tried to get him back the second time. He chose to go to Green Bay. They tried to re-sign him, but he chose to go to Green Bay. Well, that's on him.
He thought he was that dude.
Well, that's what you get. Now his ass eliminated.
Outside of us, you like that dude. You just
Trevathan was their top guy as well. So, Uncle Miles, what impresses you upon the statistics, man, watching this with the Saints?
Well, upon statistics, I mean, I got to look at Kamara because he's always been a constant. He had a really good game today, and we're gonna need him next week. Drew has got to bring those passes down. Which I mean, again, we touched on the fact that the game was really balanced. He just had an obscene amount of passes. That can't happen. That can't happen next week. If you're going to do that, and you're going to have 39, 40 passes, you're going to probably have to put Taysom in the game more and let him assume the role as quarterback sometimes to kind of load manage Brees and to make sure that he's going to be healthy going into the NFC Championship. You know, should you win the next game?
Make sure Brees will be healthy.
Yeah, make sure he's going to be healthy. He's going to be, because again, I think that he's probably recovered from those ribs, those 11 ribs, but 11 cracked ribs. That's a lot. That's not a injury. That's a car accident.
Oh my God, y'all think Brees in the broad out here?
It's not that. It's just that man. Brees is not. He's 42. He's 42.
He's 41.
He'll be 42 next week when he played Brady.
Like I told him before.
And I mean, just don't use it.
I got you. Don't hear that, man.
You crack 11-year-old.
It makes a big difference. It makes a big difference.
It does. And I think he rushed himself back in the game to prove or to help will the team to win. I think that hurt him to a degree.
I think you heard me say before. I googled the injuries. It's definitely for ribs and punctured lung.
Yeah.
What do you think a punctured lung injury lasts?
A punctured lung injury lasts
couple of weeks, 6 weeks.
Ain't not long at all. That was healed early.
Yeah, but it's like okay. When I have a broken arm or a broken leg, right? It takes 6 weeks. It'll heal in 3, but it's not going to be solidified.
He was gone for what, 6?
Well, it's not. It won't allow me.
Hold on.
It won't allow me. It won't allow me to have the same mobility and the same freedom and the same things that I would do with the arm prior to it being broken for another 3 weeks. So although it's healed, it's not solidified. If that makes sense to you. So yeah, it may be possible to break again, but it's definitely feeling like it's healed. Yeah, I mean, it's fully healed, but again, he had to play a couple games.
Right, he definitely
You just saw the game. He stretched the ball out. He stretched the ball out. He was still favoring those ribs. That's why he pulled it back in.
Brees in charge of the girls.
He's in charge of the girls.
Brees in charge of the girls.
Listen, Gator's got to get facing more into his lineup for the grunt work. He had Brees going. He had Brees doing a lot, and I just with Taysom Hill, the money that's already paying him, what he can bring to the team, I think he's a wild card. I think he's definitely going to have to implement Taysom in next week to mix it up and just go active. We don't need anything fancy. Just put Taysom on the center running wildcat, or put him in a physical shot and running wildcat, and just allow him to beat him up at that time and soften it up, because Tampa has an unbelievably solid front four. And we've got to wear that. We've got to wear that down and protect our quarterback. I think we need to start really aggressive with the run. I think we need to have a high dose of Latavius Murray, because that's our big bruising back. I think that we need to get Kamara out of space and have some of those defensive ends and linebackers chase him around for 2.5, 3 quarters. And I think by the mid third quarter, early fourth quarter, we can pretty much have our way with him. And if it comes down to a tight game, where it's Drew Brees having to march down the field against a worn Tampa Bay defense, I like the odds of that much better than Drew Brees throwing the whole game. And the defense is pretty fresh and causes him trouble in that last 2 or 3 minutes when we may need him to win the game.
So let me ask you this: you don't think it won't be safe to do the same thing we did the past 2 times?
Well, no, because they're not going to do the same thing. They're not going to do the same. You think they're going to do the same? Come on, man. This man's got 6 for 10. Do you honestly think he can pay you a third time the same thing? Come on now, you gotta play him. You gotta play
the second time.
But it's like going to the casino. I'm playing blackjack at the casino, and the dealer draws a 10 off face card, and I'm playing for 20.
What would be the best thing for you to do it the third time? You'll never expect it, because you'll think I'll switch it up. That's your first thought.
I'm saying that you're gonna take a lot from the first 2 victories, because the week 1 matchup you beat them by double digits. So what was it, 10, 11, something like that? And then the week 9 matchup, they eviscerated them. So I mean, you can look at both those game plans and take something from it. Of course, Tampa's going to make adjustments. And Bruce Arians, they talked about that. Bruce Arians says that we're playing a lot better than what we're playing in. That's not necessarily true. When the Saints brutalized and mortalized them, like Mo said from Three Stooges, when they murderized them the first time around, the second time in week 9, they were playing pretty good coming into that matchup. That's why the hype was on Tampa Bay. The thing is about the Saints, and I'm not saying this to just kind of be on some, my team better than your stuff, even though that's what it is. But the reality is this as well. The Saints have a psychological advantage over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's not like it was a close game with each game where they snuck through with a field goal or something like that, Uncle Mozzie. They eviscerated them the second time around, and then they beat them pretty handily in week 1 matchup. So it's a psychological advantage that the Saints have on them, knowing we can beat this team. But it don't lend itself to overconfidence.
But I'm not going to feed off into the week 1 victory. I'm not going to feed off into the week 1 victory, because you got a guy that's up in age coming into a new system, no training camp. He's got to really practice in a park, and he got put out of that because he wasn't hearing the COVID restrictions. He was trying to do anything he could to learn that playbook and get prepared with his new receivers. Then, he would really advocate you to add AB to the lineup around the second time they played. So, they had to kind of work him in. And, those 2 victories, I got to say, you got to take them with a grain of salt, because this is a guy that we've seen over a 21-year career do some unbelievably remarkable things. And
That's as a Patriot, fam.
Let me comment also to Abby Celestine.
Miss you in the building.
What's up, Abby?
I respectfully disagree with run the ball more. The Saints run the ball average 30 times per game. Saints are 5th in the NFL run attempts, quality zone. Quality zone runs with Kamara is more effective. I agree with that. But again, looking at this from a strategic standpoint, we may need to run the ball 35 to 45 times a game. Because if we ran the ball, let's say we ran the ball 40 times a game, we ran 30, 32, 33, or whatever. Let's say we increase that 10 more at an average of a minute or 45 seconds to a minute in between plays.
What is this?
Okay.
I got a diploma after this month.
Now, when you're adding an additional 10 runs, that can easily, in time of possession, that can easily equate to anywhere between in real time 3 to 4 minutes. So when we look at 3 to 4 minutes, and game time. In game time, you look at 3 to 4 minutes in game time that's added on to each run. When you look at overall time possession, I would love to keep Tom Brady on the sideline for anywhere between 4 to 6.
You don't think that's possible?
Yeah, but in order to do that, throwing is not going to get it done. We're gonna have to. No, it's not gonna get it done. We got to keep them on the sideline. We don't need to worry about scoring. Right, we need to be slow and methodical. That's what you got to do with these people. Slow and methodical. What it also does is that gives you great load management on Drew Brees. You got Latavius Murray that's soaking up money for free because he barely did in the game.
So we're all talking about the team.
Hey, it speaks for itself. We get a free check. I be paid.
You talking about?
I go out there for $100,000 and go out there 3 times a game and come home back home. They ain't gotta pay that kind of money. And I'm bigger than he is, and I look better. So overall, I'm just a better pick. They get people $100,000, and I go out there for 3 times a game. Come on, man. You paying these guys way too much money to sit at home. We gotta start using them. Taysom Hill's another. We gotta increase his usage. We gotta run him 5, 6, 7, 8 more times per game. Coming out quarterback set in the Wildcat. We gotta just mix it up because I'm telling you, once we break Tampa's front 4 down, the rest is easy. Once we break that front 4 down to where they don't have the energy to get the Brees because we worn them down, it's a wrap because their secondary is suspect. Drew Brees and Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders will pick that apart hellaciously. Alvin Kamara.
New word.
Alvin Kamara will get out to that second level. Is him and a linebacker one-on-one in space. Yeah. I put him on Alvin Kamara all day. But in order to get them fatigued, in order to get them to this weakened state where they just put a picking, you got to pound them, beat them up. And you don't usually start pass rush. You use Taysom Hill. You use Latavius Murray. You use
Alvin Kamara.
No, not Alvin Kamara. Burden. The Alvin Kamara will come in the third quarter. The Alvin Kamara will come in the third quarter when you throw him a crack screen or a 5-yard pass, and you got a linebacker that's now responsible to chase this guy and tie. Now we making progress. Now we scoring chunks, and they can't do anything about it because Tom Brady's on the sideline. He can't do nothing about it if the ball is not in his hands.
Well, look, if it was anything like what it was against the Bears in time possession-wise, Uncle Mazza, Suede, it's hard for any team to do anything with 21 minutes and you holding the ball for almost 39 minutes of contest, bro. Yeah. I mean, running the ball works, man, and that's an old-school strategy. And that's why I've been telling you. 21 minutes. 21 minutes, what you going to do with that?
Hey, I will say this, though. 21 minutes still resulted in a drop touchdown. So let's not discount that.
Yeah,
21-9, and that 7.
Yeah, they left points off the board.
21-17,
but you did.
Is a lot closer.
But that's true. But you did too.
But they did it with 21 minutes.
But you did too, though. You had to drop the missed field goal and the touchdown you're supposed to get in those 3 back to back. Well, on the third and one, or the one in the red zone, the Saints failed with the Drew Brees short pullback on the touchdown. That was supposed to be a score. Okay. So if you had right. So if that's the case, that's 10 points you left right there. The score is 31 to whatever it would have been. So I mean, still in all, it's a great win for the Saints because the defense was intact. But you, as the offense, you cannot leave in special teams. We cannot leave 10 points on the off the board in these contests because you're gonna, as you move on and proceed into the playoffs, you're gonna get a higher degree of opponent. Mm-hmm. And these guys in Tampa Bay, they got a vendetta against you because you whooped on them pretty bad early in the year, and they're gonna want to prove it to themselves. And they're gonna be extra motivated because everybody's gonna pick the Saints to beat Tampa, and it's gonna be like a roles with switch kind of per se. You see what I'm saying? Where they'll have incentive to come out against you and play you. Once again, the good news: Saints in the dome again. Tampa Bay coming in here. We got to shut them down for a third consecutive time. This happened a few years ago with Carolina. Now we beat them twice. We beat those guys twice in the regular season. Playoffs came. We knocked their ass out of it again. And after that, they fired Ryan Riviera and tore up the team because of that. Remember that? Right, we did that. We put Riverboat Ryan in the river.
But listen, this is what I will say. Let's touch on this point as well. Okay, the advantage the Saints have over Tampa Bay, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you from where I sit, for me, what it is. Our secondary, although we're not glorified like other teams, our secondary can play tight zone or man coverage unlike with the best of them. And our secondary has the ability for those really fast Tampa receivers, and that's why when Brady realized that, that's really why he was pushing for AB, because he realized that the New Orleans Saints defense, our secondary, can play man on his best receivers. When that happens, our front four, top five front four, they coming. Yep. And when they come, ain't nothing he can do but get sacked. So he went to BA and like, BA, we got to get something else out here. AB is the wild card mismatch because he prevents the Saints from having starter on starter around the field. When you drop AB down, now you're stuck with either bringing in a slot corner or dropping a safety down, which neither going to be your one or your two. That's going to be on your top two receivers. When you bring AB in, now he becomes the wild card. Do you put Jenkins on him in a man situation, or do you have to play a zone when it comes to that? Because the receivers are just far too fast, and your safety can't keep up if you line AB or if you line Evans or whoever you put in a 2 or 3 position, and you got to bring that safety down, or you got to roll a linebacker. You're going to have to switch that to zone coverage and have to pass it on because they're just too fast for a safety or a linebacker or possibly a slot corner to check one-on-one. So what you got to do in that situation, you're going to have to make sure your front four can get to Tom Brady and make him uncomfortable. You got to get him out the pocket. You got to get him to try to start moving the pocket, and you got to shut the run game down. If you do those things, you win, hands down.
That's a part of it, man. Definitely, man. We got to execute. You can't leave points on the field against Tampa Bay. They're going to come prepared. It's going to be definitely a high degree of difficulty. It's definitely going to be that. And then, of course, another positive thing about it is we got out of this game relatively healthy. So we were able to spank the Bears and then slide out of it.
What I saw against Tampa Bay, especially with Washington, what I saw with Tampa Bay, they could not block. The offensive line is garbage. I saw every play had a hole. Every play they held Washington the whole game. There's no way Tampa Bay. That's the problem in the first place, and why they can't deal with it. The offensive line can't deal with our front. That's it.
Yeah. But they have a great way of hiding this way because
they don't have a great way of hiding.
They know how to know the Saints.
How can you hide something that's dominated if I score?
Well, no. What I'm saying is, you're right. Their offensive line is suspect and does have holes. But when you have Tom Brady with one of the quickest releases in the NFL with the receiving core, by the way, you got a pretty decent run game. You can hide those deficiencies a lot better than a team that just doesn't have any talent on the outside.
Why did we bust their ass twice?
Well, we bust their ass twice because our secondary can hold them in man coverage.
By the way, our secondary was missing some people in the secondary.
Man, our secondary.
Hold on. By the way, we were missing some people in the secondary. So, at what point do they have a chance? The offensive line can't even handle our.
I'm trying to explain to you what the X factor is going to be.
Who?
The X factor is going to be AB.
He was there before.
Listen, he was there before.
Yeah, but he wasn't totally acclimated.
Like a 2 year.
He fully dialed in with this.
So you're telling me the quick pass is going to be an AB?
No, I'm telling you,
he's going to be more
effective. Before, we've beaten them 2 times previously by man coverage and allowing our front four to make Brady uncomfortable, forcing him to the bad position.
So you're not going to bring 4. You're going to bring 3.
You're going to bring 4, but now you have AB, fully integrated AB.
Yeah.
How can you? What man coverage can you play on AB? Who do we have that can drop down and cover AB and man and allow our front four to do what they did in the previous 2 games?
Jack Rabbit, he's going to cover him, and then they'll get some help. I mean, they'll definitely make sure he gets help over there. So,
I mean, if you're going to play man and then bring safety up over the top.
Well, they have issues with their wide receiver core right now. I know Mike Evans is banged up. I know Goodwin is banged up as well.
He'll be the game, though.
So we'll see, but that's not a complete 100% a product on the field. But of course, this is the most dangerous version of AB that we've seen the entire season.
And he's definitely
he wasn't there in week 1. Week 9, he just got there.
But we got also interchangeable. So okay, let's say Goodwin is banged up. We can put Goodwin in the slot and put AB at 2. Then what? Who's going to bang up and set Goodwin? Goodwin is too big for Jack Rabbit.
Lattimore. I got faith in Lattimore and Jack Rabbit to neutralize both their wide receiver threats.
But you realize that's the secret to the success. To lock them down, man, and allow the front four to make great.
Right, because you're disrupting the team.
Hold on, stop out. Stop out. The only serious threat that you did bring to me was AB, and that was it.
What?
They got other targets. They got Gronkowski and other guys they can throw to. And the slot receiver, Scotty Miller, you got all that.
Those are people you keep an eye on. But those people have been there for the past 2 games.
So you tell
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what I tell you if you let me finish.
Okay, go ahead.
Michael Evans was shut down.
All right.
Godwin wasn't making shit happen.
Hold
on. Fournette wasn't making shit happen. All right. So then the starters in the trenches.
Now you got AD.
Hold on. Stop.
Okay.
It starts now in the trenches. Now it's in the trenches. We win the trenches. Both sides. We won the game. It's a wrap. AB. Somebody has to give the ball to AB. If the dude that got to get a ball to AB is disrupted, AB ain't getting the damn ball. That's a wrap.
I agree with that, but
so don't worry about AB then.
I agree with what you're saying. If that could happen, but
it will.
This is simply given how we beat them. I'm telling you,
we did it twice already.
Right, but it wasn't any magic trick. We locked their threats down, and we made Brady uncomfortable. They didn't have that third.
And the idea was after you beat them in week 1 by more than 10, the idea was then the excuses came out that Tom Brady didn't have a training camp, all this kind of stuff. Well, neither did we. Well, week 9 ran around. All of the national media, except for several of them, picked the Saints to be dominated by Tampa Bay. The Saints beat them worse than they did in week 1. So that they didn't even cover that. Matter of fact, ESPN, who usually covered all that, I showed y'all footage of that, did a report on that, and showed you the page after the Saints win. ESPN ignored the fact that Saints beat Tampa Bay for real. So I mean, listen, and I agree with Uncle Miles on this. It's not a fluke that the Saints beat Tampa Bay by double digits. They figured them out and they know what to do.
They top press away. You got to rely on Fournette.
Right.
And check down receiver.
Yes.
We knew Brady didn't like check down receivers.
He
was tired of Wes Welker, and he didn't want
he definitely wants to throw the ball more, but you want to neutralize that. And like you said, if you play man to man, you jam them, you throw up the timing, you allow Trey Hendrickson, who should be back, Cam Jordan, Marcus Davenport, those guys to get going. Chauncey Gardner coming in as well in the blitz package, just like they tried to do some of that today in the Chicago matchup. You're gonna see a lot of success from that.
Underneath stuff coming out the slot or maybe out the backfield and the screen for net. When you got somebody like Double D, he's gonna do all the network. So think about it, right?
Yeah.
You got Double D that has great lateral movement, sideline to sideline, and is a ball hawk. He's scanning the field, always keeping his eyes downfield, shoulders square. He's ready to attack. You got the secondary locking down your threats. Where do you go? You can't check it down because Double D gonna kill him. You got 4 assassins chasing you around, and the secondary got your 2 top threats locked up. That's the secret of beating Tampa Bay. But 90% of the NFL doesn't have that same thing. They don't have that same arrangement. They don't have lockdown corners. They don't have a tackling machine with great lateral movement. Playing linebacker with a vicious front four. There's only maybe 3 or 4 teams in the entire league that's built like the Saints defense and it can do the same things that the Saints defense.
And who winning?
I would definitely say obviously the Saints. Kansas City, for what it's worth, they can definitely compete. And the reason why they're so good is because they got to go against their own offense in practice. So anything you throw at them, they've already seen it. They already adjusted to the speed.
So good offense kind of makes a good defense because you have to go get some practice.
Yeah. And that's over the years why.
So is that why New Orleans is not good at covering the deep ball?
Well, no, that's not why New Orleans isn't good. That's not why New Orleans isn't good at covering the deep ball. New Orleans isn't good at covering the deep ball because they're built for the front four to get to the quarterback and get him off the square before a deep ball is even thrown. So the Saints don't have many deep balls thrown on them. Haven't had many deep balls thrown on them for scores or big completions this year. If it has been, it's been in pass interference or maybe a fluke catch or 2.
Well, you had that early on.
You did, but they corrected that.
But that's because they started doing too high safeties.
That's right. But when they corrected that,
it neutralized all that.
That was a wrap. Yeah. So you're not gonna.
I think Alexander makes a big difference.
Our team is built for keep 30 yards and 20 yards and keep everything in front of you. Front four, get them. That's what our defense is. So When any of those things aren't going according to plan, that's when we have the Philadelphia game. And same thing with Philadelphia. The front four was just not good enough to get after Hurts. This is why I love the Philadelphia game. The front four was not good enough. Yeah, we had a lot down on the outside.
They had, but Uncle Mozzie, you making some great points. But the Philadelphia matchup, the Saints have difficulties covering mobile QBs. Philadelphia was able to take advantage of that by rolling the pocket and allowing him to get outside of that.
We never got out of a blitz package. We never got into the game.
That's what you have. And see, a lot of people say, well, Q, we didn't know who Jalen Hurts was. We covered that. I told you who he was.
That's what it was.
No, that's not necessarily the truth.
We knew if we take the cotton out aspirin and let him get the outside, no.
Well, if me and you know that, we covered it on the show. We broke down, and people who might not have been familiar with Jalen Hurts, I scouted Jalen Hurts, and I told everybody, listen, you can't let him get outside the pocket. He has the same playmaker propensity as some of the more successful mobile quarterbacks when they move outside of the pocket to make throws.
Successful after that.
On a bigger frame. On a bigger frame.
He wasn't.
Yeah, because
he wasn't too successful after that Saints game.
Well, Sway, then people make adjustments yet. They figure out what they do. But the thing is,
that's not what I asked you.
But I just said they made adjustments. So I answered you.
I just told you he made adjustments. No, but that's not both the NFL playing zone. That's why he's not successful, because it's harder to run in the zone.
And plus, on top of that, the adjustments is that defense has made it a better ability to contain Jalen Hurts into the pocket, making him a throwing quarterback. The same situation that occurs with Mitchell Trubisky and the rest of these guys who like to create plays with their feet. You have to be able to make them pocket passes. Right. They're not completely.
I understand. I'm not Carson Wentz. It's the MVP.
Carson Wentz can scramble and move a little something, though. But he can stand in the pocket and throw. His issue is totally different, though. But go ahead.
All I'm saying is, bro, next week, don't panic. Tom Brady is Tom Brady. He a human. And he have the Tom Brady experience. Been the Super Bowl. Been the Super Bowl 6 times.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, listen, he ain't Brady mode. Hold on, all in the foolishness they got going through your head. It's not all about the player. At quarterback, you bring the percentage up. At the end of the day, it's all about the team, bro. So he's got a better team now.
That's true, and it's all about who plays better on that day. So you put that in there too.
I would better say that the Saints offensively and Tampa Bay. I say the Saints defense is better than Tampa Bay, but offensively, Tampa Bay is compatible with us, maybe better.
Well, that's due to the fact that if they're healthy, they can, because they have some really good wide receivers, man.
No, the wide receiver.
And listen, wait, hold on. Receivers, tight ends, running backs, they are a balanced attack.
That doesn't matter if you don't have an offensive line.
That's what I'm about to lead into. If you be patient too, like you told Uncle Mike. You can. You're disturbed?
Yeah, it's disturbed.
Wait, it's disturbed, man.
When they say yo, and you don't say
what's up, Jake Dent? What's up, Till? My dog Till in the building. What's up, Till?
He beat me mad.
We got Till. We got my boy Ike in the building, man. Ike, jump in the camera, Ike. Say what's happening, man.
What's happening? Who that family? Who that nation?
What's up, Till? My dog Till in there. Big ups to all the family. What's up, fam? Good to see y'all in the chat, man. News of Abysmal Bliss. Good to see you in the place as well. Says I agree. We need to put the brakes on our screen game, fuel our running game. Kamara was just getting lit in the fourth quarter. What we need to do is build on our diversity. Well said. I love that. All right. Big ups to the family. What's up, Travis? Who that, bro? Says we have the best running back. That's right. You can't and see. Listen, they are talented, but listen. Speak to the fact that even though they have talent and people pick the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to undo the Saints, I want you to explain to me what is it to have the psychological advantage over your opponent.
That's everything.
Okay, come on with it. Explain that to the family.
Well, when you have a psychological advantage over the opponent, you can stand across from them in warm-ups and they've already been defeated because they feel as though they're less than you.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, so like you automatically know that. But now here's the thing: you have to institute that in gameplay. So If you already feel someone's afraid of you as soon as the ball is kicked off, you have to immediately assert your will, and that will demoralize them and break them from that point. Dealing with Tampa Bay, I don't think that's going to be quite that easy, simply because Tom Brady's been through the ringer and he's been in a lot of battles and a lot of ball tested and time tested. So I think he'll keep his wit about him. But some of these other guys that haven't been there before, I think those are the guys that you got to focus on. Those are the guys that you got to kind of get in their head, and you got to make it. You got to make the stage too big for them. Once you make the stage that big for them, or at least implement in their mind, like this is way too big for you. This is beyond you. You really don't belong here. Drop passes, trash talk, maybe a couple excessive hits. Just kind of jerk their chain a little bit. And some of those guys, man, I'm gonna say they're gonna back up like crawfish because this is already a higher level for them. They haven't been here, so they don't know what to expect. So it's gonna be up to Tom Brady and Bruce Arians, to kind of get these guys together. Can they do that? Everybody for the Saints that have been here, and we're playing with a chip on our shoulder. There's no other NFL team I can think of off the top of my head that would have still intentionally went out to make a touchdown with under 2 minutes left in the game, besides the New Orleans Saints and what I saw them do today. And that tells me that this team is playing with a ferocity and a chip on their shoulder. You got to remember, Stephon Diggs put a dagger in us. They stole one from us the following year, and then Minnesota put another dagger in us last year. So, I mean, was it Thielen dagger last year?
That was the Kyle Rudolph.
Kyle Rudolph put the dagger in us last year. So we're playing with a sense of urgency like none other. And don't you think those guys don't understand that this is Drew Brees' last hurrah? And don't you think those guys are not behind Drew Brees? They love him. Those guys, some of those guys like Cam Jordan, kid. Drew Brees kind of mentored him along his NFL journey. You don't think that, look at Emmanuel Sanders. Drew Brees knew last week Emmanuel Sanders was only 5 or 6 catches from half $1,000,000. He made sure Emmanuel got that, and that goes a really long way. So, this is a cohesive unit in the team, and I think that the cohesiveness is gonna make us rise above. The only other team that I can see in the NFC is Green Bay, maybe Seattle, but they're going. So Green Bay is the only other team I see that has enough cohesiveness and playing with a chip on it. So you got to remember, they counted Green Bay out
Green Bay ain't shit,
and they also drafted the quarterback on Aaron Rodgers' watch. So they're playing, and they got a chip on their shoulder like this, man. Look,
chip on whose shoulder?
Yeah. You don't think Aaron Rodgers have a chip on his shoulder?
Not figuring it out.
I don't know, man. You draft a quarterback on me after I just took you to the NFC Championship the previous year. You draft a quarterback?
He definitely got a bit of. If anything, he definitely got piss on the shoulder because he upset. They ain't give him no help.
Man, you no help. You have a replacement for me. Come on now.
Right.
I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you.
Bigger than the man that lost 3 straight years in the playoffs.
It's about what because
I don't know. If you had to put that on a scale, Mozzie, I would have to go with Suede on that one because it's the way. It's not just losses, but it's the way you lose, and they have an emotional impact on these losses. Like the ref, like the Minnesota Vikings matchup, last minute touchdown, you lose. Which you lost by
Rams.
3 or so in the less than 7 points in the Rams matchup. The last minute touchdown in the Minnesota Vikings game of last year. So it's the more emotional impact that the family members experience versus just losing the game. You had a hard-fought game, and they were better than you. It came down and they just mounted. Right. It was 3 crippling losses that have more. They have a little bit more emotional impact than Aaron Rodgers being pissed off because they took Jordan Love, and they didn't give him no help. They didn't give no wide receiver.
He lost last year when he got kicked out the playoffs.
Well, that's because they couldn't stop the run. It was we knew that.
Then because they got kicked out the playoffs, they eliminated them. When they did get eliminated, they stuck it on him, and they stuck it on him by they told him Aaron.
So what you trying to tell us? What you trying to tell us?
Still said Green Bay ain't shit.
I agree.
Dr. Drew says Green Bay is overrated. They can't stop the run.
I say that.
You can listen, bro. You come into. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna be real with you, Uncle Mozzie. You play Green Bay. If you'd have played Green Bay tonight, you could have beat them with the same game plan used against Chicago. You run that ball 35 plus times against Aaron Rodgers. It'd have been a lot closer game than what it was. But you could still be able to use that game plan to beat them because they have difficulty stopping the run.
What about the other guy that Green Bay just signed up for the practice squad? Lambeau Field, 15 degrees. That guy. The Saints got to play Lambeau Field. That guy, the 15-degree guy.
His name is Lambeau Field.
Lambeau, yeah, that's the
Uncle Mozzie saying that the snow and the cold should impact the Saints.
That is a factor.
Now listen,
that's a neutralization.
Listen, no, it's not because you're not a passing team.
The Saints is not a passing team.
You're not a passing team. You get the memo. Did you get the memo?
Hold on, there's two factors.
Did you get the memo?
I didn't get the memo.
You didn't get the memo that the Saints is now a rushing team now?
Well, because this stuff I know.
Did you get the memo then?
Okay, I understand it.
You got it?
The Saints are a rushing team when they're winning.
Could you send the memo to Uncle Mozzie?
Everything is going fine. When everything is going great and everything hits you, the Saints are a rushing team. Hey, the Saints get down by 10 points or more, that's a wrap. The running backs are going to put their jerseys in the truck.
Damn, dog.
Yeah, it's over.
Listen, all I can tell you, man, at the end of the day, bro, is that I'm not scared of no Green Bay. I'm not disrespecting Green Bay. But listen, that's the same thing a lot of people said about the altitude in Denver. And you couldn't throw the ball. You had like less than 60 yards of passing offense in that matchup against Denver, but you still spanked them. Listen, and let me tell you what neutralizes, because they don't have the advantage on that field anyway, until they seize control of the field on that game day. That's still a neutral field. And how do teams beat teams in the cold? Well, number one, the Saints have a running attack that Sean Payton has found, and he's using it very well. And they have a defense that travel. That's how you beat cold weather teams. You run the ball. They're not gonna get down by 10.
They do though. You know that run game out the window, right?
No, it's not, because that happened before when they went down by 14 and they took with the running game and came back and beat the team in the end. So I mean, remember that? Remember they went down by 14 and they came back in the second half. The Saints came back and used the running game and they ultimately beat. I forgot which team it was, but y'all remember that. It don't make no difference, bro. As long as you run the ball and you in cold weather environment, running the ball works and defense travels. Now you talking about passing the ball. Now you know who said this best. And I'm go ahead, Swim, I'm gonna let you chime in up here. But Ryan Clark, I'm gonna give Ryan Clark a shout out because Ryan Clark said this. Ryan Clark actually said some shit that made some sense, and he said that when you're in the cold and the snow, it doesn't neutralize, but it limits your ability to go east to west. But it helps yourself to go north to south in the passing.
Oh, they said,
yeah.
So east to west movement limited with the cold with the cold, but not north to south. Guess what? The Saints are north to south team. Now, if anything, it's impacted by the east to west with the snow stopping it. That's your screen packages, which I don't want you to run those anyway. Go ahead, Sway. What you got to add on that?
No, you're absolutely right.
By the way, fam, it just started raining outside, about 30 degrees. We might get some snow flurries. Just to let y'all know, y'all might go outside about an hour. Y'all might have a surprise. Saints won in, we got snow. Shit, all we need now is just $600. Just stimulus, and we already paid up. I'm looking go. Anybody? My $600?
I'm with you on that. Hope we should have got 2,000 of it. But I ain't gonna complain.
I take the 6 right now, but shit, the Saints win, snowfall, and I get my $600 tomorrow. Shit, I'm playing out money.
Big ups, Tasha. Big ups to you. She says, "Hey, Q is Blaxuede. Congrats on the win, Saints Nation. Big ups to you. Appreciate you. Much love to you. Appreciate you dropping by." As well, J Rock and all the family members. Adrian, Charles, Winston.
Shout out to my dog Miles before you feel left out and shit. All
right.
What's up, Annie? Who there to you, Annie? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to the family. But family, listen, man, I appreciate y'all chiming in on this. Got over 120 plus people in the chat. Please strike upon the like button. Hit that like button. Big ups. Hit that like button, family. If you feeling the show. Now, usually we would take calls, family. I'm kind of slight for time right now, but we would take a few. But unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to do it tonight. We're gonna run the stream back, whether it's tomorrow or the next day. Probably be tomorrow. I'm gonna see about what I can do on there. I don't know kind of how long it'll be.
Put together a big show tomorrow, big preview show. What's up?
We'll see what we can do here. Brandon says run the ball and wear him down. J Rock says somebody need to play that old school track by JT Money. Who that? I remember that JT Money. I remember that. All right. William says snowing in my row right now. Okay. All right. It's kind of chilly out there. I was throwing the football around with my son, man. It was kind of chilly out there. Mad says, Big Q, hold me to this prediction. Us and the Lambs in the championship game will complete our revenge. How about that? How about that for a setup? So you knock off top
Rams,
Bay.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm praying for the Rams.
Right. You knock over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next week. You face off against the Rams for the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl once again. So a couple of years ago, it replays itself. I love that scenario.
Yeah, you know what?
Thank you for that, bro.
I love you.
That's big ups, man.
I ain't worried about that. I'm worried about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's it. Right now. And Tom Brady in there.
Man, he's just spam ahead.
For what?
What you mean for what? This is called analyzation.
We already covered Tampa Bay, so the man won't talk about it.
What's up with Uncle Mazza? What's up with Sway, man? Why is he so impatient? Why is he so impatient, bro? Why is he impatient? He's so impatient. Sway so impatient. What's up, John Rocker? What's happening, fam? Said take money for the tunnel. Start every truth out there. Thank you, official Johnny Rocket. What's up, fam? All right, Brand says it's a good thing the star players are coming back at the right time. Like I said, man, the Saints are a blessed operation, man. We had several people, big-time names that were out. We got Mike Thomas back. Mike had a pretty good game in this one, fam. Scored a touchdown and everything. Deontay Harris, who was also, injured as well, came back. And both of those guys, both Deontay and Michael Thomas, had splendid efforts in this matchup. Critical efforts to help the Saints win the game. We need to be able to take care of business, man, and see some more of those drives. We can't leave points on the field is my only concern. And also what about that play in last possession when the Saints had an opportunity to go up 28 to whatever it was, and we could not get the ball in zone. That was a bit of concerning to me, bro. I'm just saying we can't let that happen again.
I tell you what, man. Like I've been telling y'all before, even when it may sound lame and repetitive, but trust the players. Even though I trust this team and what they're gonna do, and I trust the plays that they call. My only concern,
is the referees.
No, that was my number two. The number one concern, is Will Lutz. This is my dog, man.
You went from Goodell to Lutz?
I said, listen, bro, we went from two. I said, he's my number two. Tua from Miami Dolphins. But number one is Will Lutz. Will Lutz. He's been tripping for the past 5 weeks, and I told y'all this on week 2. I said, man, I'm not trusting Will. Something off about him. Did he miss something today?
Yes.
What did he miss?
Miss a field goal.
Hopefully, he missed the plane next week. We get another guy.
Well, listen, the Saints. Something
off with Lutz, and I feel in my soul it's gonna cost us something, and I don't want that.
Well, he chose a hell. You know what, Sway? That was well said, man. And Will Lutz choose a really. I ain't gonna say he chose it, but he going through a real bad slump right now, man. And of course, last week he was able to hit a few field goals. I thought he was coming out of it, but missing field goals in the playoffs is a bad idea.
He's been slumping for 4 weeks.
And the fact that the Saints are still, there's still reports about the Saints. I know, bro, they're gonna get you up out of there. But they talk about Blair, the kicker, the former Minnesota Vikings kicker Matt Blair, is a guy that they've been trying, bro. So we'll see.
We're gonna use some more tries, bro. But look, bro, you cut it close, bro. And you know what I'm saying? You making my heart hurt.
Well,
that might be that stuff I'm drinking.
Yeah, that's all that shit you drunk today. You need to stop drinking all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, that's
you making my heart hurt. That man ain't doing a goddamn thing to you. You doing it all to yourself.
No, you right.
All right. All right, good. Carrie, what's up? Carrie says, yeah, Lutz been effing up. I call them small nuts Lutz. Boy, listen, you gotta do your job and do it right. Or the great Saint think tank, who that nation coming down on your face, boy. Well, Janet Jackson told you 20 plus years ago, and its words are still true to this day.
And then she said, ooh, yeah.
Too crazy, man.
Fucking right.
All right, Quincy, what's up, fam? Who that to you? Do it again, what you said? What you said?
Go to dinner almost every night, he said.
What you said?
Ooh, yeah.
Hey, did y'all believe Sway used to have a flat top?
Could you imagine all that?
He had a flat top.
Oh, man.
Bro.
That's crazy.
That dude was nice. It was like a nice event, too.
That boy looked like Bobby Brown back in the day. That shit was all misshapen, like a pompadour or something.
Dude, they were nappy as fuck, but I knew why I had flat.
But I thought it was a pompadour.
I had to comb it right and like pat it right. You
It like a meatloaf. It like a meatloaf. He was in that bit like this. That's crazy. That old flat top.
That's the dude. He know me. He ain't lying. Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Like Randy.
What's wrong?
This is my dog File. He can also count the. Yeah, he know that I ran a 4-2.
Why you gotta try to prove that, bro?
Say, bro, why you hating on me though?
I didn't hate
on you. If I got proof of the shit I said, let me breathe though.
I was cool with that in high school. Yeah, he did. I can attest to that. He was very athletic, but not very athletically gifted. Let's put it like that.
Which one is
He
it?
could jump, run, all that, but he couldn't be ISD.
I mean, anybody could jump and run.
He could jump and run exceptionally well, but
anybody could do that.
Hancock, I'm just sound like Hancock or something.
I mean, anybody can jump and run, bro. I mean,
yeah, look at it.
Damn, oh shit.
He black. Look how black he is.
but anybody can jump and run.
I
don't know about all that.
No, because I'm dogging at me like I can't think and read or some shit. God damn, these niggas here is fucking killing me right now.
You leave fingerprints on window tip.
Yeah, they ain't none of your business, dude.
Anyway, fam, listen, man, this was a terrific win, man. And Sway trying to relive his youth, trying to get people to testify to his former glory days. That he ran a 4.2 and he smoked Sylvester Morris in a foot race or something like this.
Yeah, I dunked on a nigga that was 6'2".
And you beat
what 6'2" dude you dumped on?
I beat Kittle. Randy, what's his name?
Randy was a dog.
Randy,
you remember Randy?
Randy. He claimed to have known Randy.
So you don't believe Ray when he says
no? I believe if he say he knew a nigga, I know. I'm sorry, he knew a brother.
Ooh, Missy Randy?
Yeah.
You know Randy?
If he say he knew anybody, he knew him.
Like, what?
We work with Missy Randy at the Dixie.
He's He worked that with Missy Randy.
So you know Randy beat Kittles, right?
Randy beat Kittle. That was the game that shut the whole park down when Randy beat Kittle.
Did he know?
Who?
Did he know what I did to Randy?
You don't know Randy. I heard he told.
Oh, okay.
Did you use that though?
Huh?
You was that?
What's that?
I don't know. Was I there for you when you was 4.2 in it?
The question is, against Tampa Bay next week, should they activate Swade? Should they bring Swade out of the practice squad? And what position
the practice squad?
Yeah, and what position should Swade play?
Swade should play the concession stand. That's what it is.
Okay, so
he should play the concession stand, but
he should play the $2 for $5 buck lobster. Is that what he said?
No, Kelly said ran a 4.2 Whoppers.
Oh, they killed me with this fellow.
Swade ran 4 for 2 Whoppers.
That was selling the Whoppers on Burger King. There's a joke in this bag.
It said two for $5 Whoppers. That was.
I'm gonna leave before I change your mind. Before you change your mind.
Hey, but y'all really don't know what? Swade been rich for a long time. If y'all don't know, his mom did the original voiceover Malcolm X for the nigga that said, "Get your hands out of my pocket."
Down me.
Look what Mr. Real is saying. Swade 2 rushes paramedics now.
Yeah,
it's
right
like
now,
2 rushes Swade down. That's what it is.
If I go 2 rushes in the NFL, yeah. Well, I bet you believe you be
Trey
2 yards from getting
said 1 rush. Way down.
1 rush. Man down, man down. But listen, no.
Man down, man down.
No. When we was quite younger, we played for the same football team. We didn't take it long because I saw one dude hurt and they called the ambulance. He had to pay with his own insurance. At that point, I knew I shouldn't be here. I don't have no medical or nothing. But Swade was mad because he couldn't be a fullback. No.
I was a fullback.
You were fullback. But he wanted to be running back.
All right.
I wanted to be a running back.
No, you gonna be a fullback and linebacker. He felt crazy. He wanted to go anyway because Buddy ran on a 4.2.
That was me.
The 4.2 ain't been wrong.
Yeah, that big. I'm like 4'5".
4'9", 5 feet.
Y'all believing in any of this? Anybody believe that Swade?
He can actually vouch for because he used to put niggas up.
Swade.
He used to put people up against me.
But you were 4.2, right? You ran 4.2, right?
I ran a 4.2.
So you was faster than Darryl Green?
And Darrell.
No, I said Darryl. I said Darryl Green.
You know what we gonna do, fam? What we gonna do, bro?
No, don't do it, Tom, because you end up hurting.
Do it.
He ain't in no shape to run nothing but his mouth.
I'm tired of
He ain't in no shape to run nothing but his mouth,
what I'm
bro.
gonna say right now
Here
today,
you go.
this day, right?
Here you go.
Oh,
January 10th, 11th, 2021.
Hold on, what's it?
July 4 weekend, me and Sway gonna tear it down and have a 40-yard race in Mississippi.
July 4th, baby.
I'm sick of this. July 4th. We're gonna broadcast it live.
43 then.
We're gonna broadcast it live.
Right.
And I'm gonna beat this fool on national TV and show y'all he old and washed up.
Beat me and what?
And racing.
What the?
And racing.
Oh, you know what? I take on that channel.
That's right.
All right.
July 4 weekend.
The details coming. More details coming soon.
We're gonna have a
Tragic says nobody was there when Sway ran a 4.29.
Tragic.
That's your Warren Easton buddy.
I know who it is.
No, you don't.
I know who Tragic wears purple right there.
All I could talk about, like I said earlier, was they got him on the Eastern baseball team just to steal bases because he couldn't bat, he couldn't catch, he couldn't pitch, he couldn't do none of that.
Two whops Sway down.
I couldn't catch nothing, but I showed stole a base.
That's all he did.
That's what they put me on that thing for. I was fast. Playing the 4-2. I ain't gonna play no baseball. Baseball boring. I want to play football. But let me tell you something.
Who don't want $300 million guaranteed for 6 years?
Cuz, see, let me tell you something. This is what happened, though. I went play, bam. I'm playing football. Bam, I'm about to start at safety. It was the summertime. It was real hot as hell. It was like, we're talking about the mid-90s. It was like 132 degrees outside.
132 degrees.
Yeah, it was real hot.
That's how you got so black?
That was close. But I was duck walking. They made us duck walking.
You look like one, so
That's a ducky story right there.
And bell rolling. And so I got a job at Winn-Dixie. I said, I'm going to make this $100-something a month before I fucking bell roll in this motherfucker 600 degree heat.
They be murking them in the chat. But the great say think take is an effect. They be murking them in the chat. They be murking them in the chat. Oh man. Don't hurt me.
If you put that CD drinking out there.
Okay, now since he brought that up, I don't know if a lot of the family members seen the early show earlier today, the preview show, but Sway talked about him getting a job at Winn-Dixie. That's why he stopped being an athlete. He took a job at Winn-Dixie when he was making $100 a week.
Right. No, don't play it. We made about $120 a week.
Okay, $120.
$4.25 an hour.
How
Okay,
do you know that?
$120. Okay, so obviously Okamazi was there with you when you was going through this. How did you end up going away from Winn-Dixie? Could you explain that to the family members?
Oh, I can tell you that, bitch. Hey, Winn-Dixie sponsors every day of our life. You heard me? Anything
Go to school, Dad. Anything we need. You working and you ain't got no money, you hungry? Pull up at Winn-Dixie. Your mama need groceries? Pull up at Winn-Dixie.
Dip for the Super Bowl?
Pull up at Winn-Dixie.
Hey, all right. Anything, so y'all get the picture. So, hey. That's where I was at. I was at work. I pulled up on Winn-Dixie.
Winn-Dixie killed Sway's football career. That's right.
Yeah, man. I'm in the bathroom, man. The manager look over the stall.
Kevin J. Fecky.
Shout out to Kevin J. Fecky and that man. He looked over the stall, saw me eat potato chips, told me clock out that bit. I said, oh. I said, all right.
But tell me like the man so that he told you clock out after he looked over the stall. He legally looked over the stall.
Because he illegally looked over the stall.
No, why you really felt played because you offered the potato chip and he told you no.
No, what?
After you stole the potato chip, you tried to offer the man.
Don't say you want to stole the potato chip.
Yeah, you want to offer the man.
You did steal the chip.
I don't know where you heard that shit from.
Yeah.
Yo, I was over. He looked
what
over
you get fired for,
He said, what you eating the parents? I said, my stomach hurt. And then they said, all right, we're going to clock out. And that was it. That was a wrap.
And then you have to come back to work the rest of your time now.
I had to work in Winn-Dixie for the rest of my life.
I would have to say it had something to do with them damn chips you were stealing.
Or the man, or the aftershock, or the
Yeah, man, ain't nobody, man. I ain't nobody no aftershock, dude. That was an aftershock.
Man, dog.
All right, which one you talking about there, Adrian? Big Q missed my question. What question you got there, babe? Throw it again in the chat and I'll get it. Kevin says, yeah, hell yeah, was at the kick door, eat off the, you know what.
What?
All right, yeah. No, huh? Says Dr.
Drew. What is that?
Says eating on the shitter. That's why you got fired for, talking about your stomach hurt. Well, that was bullshit off the first time. How your stomach hurting and you still eat? That's how the man knew you was full of it.
Yeah, I mean,
You was trying to force it out. That's what you was
put something
doing.
on my stomach.
My
To
mama
force
said,
it
"Can't
out.
nobody ride my bike."
That's what it was.
So that's right. When Dixie killed Suede's career. That's what
Right.
happened.
When Dixie killed the fastest NFL player in the world.
That's Suede said it out and said it, man. I don't know, Suede. What's going on with Suede? What's up, Jordan? Good to see you in the chat, fam.
So what's your name? Tyreek over there? I was doing that to the rainbow.
He couldn't let that
I ain't gonna Redskins, boy. I ain't gonna rainbow over there. Tyreek over here. Tyreek having the hill.
Tyreek over there.
Yes, indeed. That's pretty good right there.
Nah, seriously, man. All those aside, man. Get back to the meat of the sandwich. It's just the thing. Man, y'all, we really gotta figure out what we're gonna do. Making sure that we disrupt Tom Brady and get him off that penalty. He's like to stand back there on. Even if that means we got $1 extra blitzes or something, we gotta figure something out. So we'll just monitor it day by day.
It's possible.
That we go. The X factor, we really gotta watch out for people, and I know nobody don't want to hear this, but outside of everything, the biggest movement into my planet, I'm really worried about this from Alvin. I gotta hang out in Atlanta every weekend. Come out, bro. Don't come home with no COVID, bro.
I don't think you have to worry about that.
Don't come home with no COVID. Everybody go home. Go home. Stay there for the next month. It's like you do in the NBA. Go home. Stay there. Don't go out to the club. Don't go to the DJ. Don't do none of that. Go home.
You think wouldn't they be smart enough to stay inside?
And you would think before.
All right, so you would think they'd be smart enough to stay inside. So if something happened, do you think it would possibly be a conspiracy against the New Orleans Saints?
I don't think it would be a conspiracy.
Could it possibly? Hold up. Would it possibly be a fake COVID test? Do you believe that the NFL would put a fake COVID test on the New Orleans Saints?
I don't think they would put a fake COVID test because, in my mind, there's no way that the Alvin Kamara, if he got tested positive for COVID, he wasn't exposed or around anything. There's no way I would think that any major player for the Saints would just adhere to that test and not get an independent test to just double check.
No, man.
You don't have to go off just the one test. If you tell me I got COVID and I know I haven't done anything to get COVID, naturally I'm going to get my own independent test done. So my independent test is going to naturally have a discrepancy from whatever the NFL test was, and NFL has to retest me again. So I don't think that'll be a thing. But
so I mean, both of those tests will easily have COVID, but to say how you got it, you don't know.
They get to the tracing aspect of it.
You don't know how you got it. Listen, if you're going home like you're supposed to go home and stay there for the next 3 to 4 weeks till this is all over with, you shouldn't have a problem. Listen,
hey, listen, bro. I know a lot of people who went straight home or stayed at home that still had COVID.
And that
And so you can't just tell me,
I'll take that.
One day this guy, he can tell me that he has COVID, but he can't deny the fact that how he got it.
No, I understand that.
COVID.
But like let's not play like Alvin Kamara. Let's not play like Alvin Kamara won't hop on a plane and be in Atlanta chilling with QC and little baby.
NFL player.
Right, but let's not say he won't post up in Atlanta and go to strip club tonight because they won. That's what he does.
Do you think the NFL would fake a COVID?
He said no.
If you put him at that high risk, if you put yourself at that risk. Yes, I don't think they put. I don't think they put a fake. Let me
so it's a no.
I don't think the NFL put a fake COVID test out. But what I will say is, Alvin Kamara has had in the past the tendencies to want to do what he wants to do. That happens when you're 25 with $50 million.
Yeah, that does happen.
That happens. I'm bigger than all of this.
I don't
25 with $50 million. I'm going out.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Easy to put
I'm not going to go against Kamara with that this time. I think he'll be under control.
I hope so.
For the playoffs. So I mean,
that would destroy us. There's no redos or do-overs. We have to be just like them.
And that's what.
Just play them head up. That's it. I don't think we're gonna need between Tampa Bay and Green Bay. We're gonna need everything. And we're looking at that, so we can't afford any like outside slip-ups like that to be real on this quest.
All right, let's get to the next one right here. I think the question was posed to me about Adrian saying was asking about if Pittsburgh could pull a comeback right now. It's 35-23. It's a minute left. it's a full quarter. Of course, yes, they can. That's definitely comeback territory. You got a full quarter play. The momentum shifting in Pittsburgh's favor. Cleveland's known to be a team that gives letdowns. They can buy into the old mentality. So I would have to say yes, it's definitely room to do it. That's why you got to play the game for the full allotment of time. You can't be one of these teams that get hot in the first and the second and fall off in the third, and then you allow your opponents to catch up. And Pittsburgh are marching right now. It's a minute 30 seconds in the third. It's 35-23.
It's funny you talk about catch up people that play in Heinz Field.
Yeah, there you go, mustard and everything. So I mean, that's what it looks like, man. And it's going to be interesting. So I definitely have to say Pittsburgh could definitely come back. Just to answer the question. Sorry about that. Not getting to it fast enough, family. So big ups to you. Thank y'all. All right. No, Kevin Conley says, asking the question. Let me get him on there. Hold on. Here. All right, Kamara better stay his ass in New Orleans. Don't come to Georgia. Period. Says KK 504 lady. Thank you for that, fam. Appreciate you. All right, Daryl. What's up, fam? Says Big Q. Can you please give me the mother-in-law? Give me my mother-in-law and Carol Mitchell. Who that? And shout out. Who that? To Carol Mitchell. All of the family members. Much love to my dog Daryl Hatch's mother-in-law, Miss Carol Mitchell. Who that? And salute, Miss Mitchell. How you doing? Thank you for joining. Big ups to you. Good to see you. Love you. Shouts out to the family. Lavelle, what's up, fam? Say the Rams are going to smash Green Bay. They run the ball. The defense is there. We don't know what Aaron Donald's going to do. He's a star. He's the straw in the drink of that defense. And they can't run the ball. The Rams can't run the ball, and they do hit the Packers where it hurt with the running attack. The fact that they can't run on them in Green Bay is not really a great run stuffing team. All right. We got a question for Swade. Jamal says, Swade, are you in charge of the snacks?
Yes, I am in charge of the snacks.
Are you in charge of the snacks?
Yes, I am in charge of the snacks.
True Louisiana, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat, fam. All right, news of Abysmal Bliss says conspiracy. I think the outrage over last year's Rams game has the officials really watching their asses. That's why Peyton told them about what Drew was attempting before the play went on the clock. All right, thank you for that. I still say they're a bunch of slippery dogs. I don't put nothing past them. I don't trust the referees. I don't trust the NFL. Y'all know my stance on that. Yeah, a bunch of dirt. And don't forget to put don't forget to put stinking rotten slippery dogs in front of that as too. All right. And when Uncle Mozzie, you have full permission to use that. And don't forget to accentuate it for effect. Put slippery, stinking, rotten dogs on there too, okay? All right. We got to do that.
Hey, does anybody have an update on the crowd participation? Are we going to try to do the thing Buffalo did, or what we have on that? Anybody got Buffalo their agents that came through, they allowed them to take a COVID test.
I like that idea, by the way.
Monday or last Monday or Tuesday, all of them got their COVID test.
15,000 people. Yeah.
And everybody that tested negative were allowed to come in. However, it did come with like a $62 or $63 uptick on the price of the ticket to cover the cost of the test.
Boy, if they would have only came up with that a little earlier in the year, we could have had a lot more people.
Brilliant. That's actually a brilliant idea. Yeah. But I understand that it is a pandemic, and that $60 doesn't a lot for a lot of people. But it's definitely something that we can explore. Look into it. I don't know why we wouldn't. Well,
$60+ Uncle Mozzie, on a Super Bowl season, Saints going to the Super Bowl. And being that, you got 15,000 people in a 70, whatever would be out there in their building in Tampa Bay. But man, to watch the team get its second Super Bowl and we can't all attend, that's a big chunk of change. I mean, that's a discount in my opinion.
I'm gonna attend that bit like I did on the first week.
Truly, as they try to screw us over and they know that was a fumble and a touchdown return. Yeah, we get a lot of that. Baraka, what's up, Baraka? Says Saints better beat the hell out of Tampa Bay and shut up Skip Skeletor Bayless. Skip Skeletor Bayless. I have no love for Skip Skeletor Bayless, but that's Uncle Mozzie's guy. He loves Skip Skeletor Bayless. He loves Colin Patty Cowherd. Those are his guys. He loves them.
Hold on, man. We talk about him. No, he don't do that much on Skip. That's my dog. Skip.
Skip.
Yeah, hold on, man.
Say Skip. Wallace says Tampa Bay play no defense till they play the Saints defense. Okay, Tampa Bay and play what is it? Tampa Bay play no defense till they play the Saints defense. Okay, all right. Let's see. Kevin says asking the question, Mozzie, for the playoff Q, would you take Harris on special teams and place Marquez Callaway on kickoff, return, and punt so we can use Harris more on offense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a good trade. Look how effective he was. 7 for 7 today. He moved. He was responsible for a lot of movement on the field when we was stuck in third and longs and periods like that. And Deontay Harris was able to make it happen. That's a very effective call. Go ahead, Uncle Miles. You wanted to chime in on that?
That's the same thing I was touching on earlier. We have so many people, and it's crazy to me because I used to do this when I was young and I was playing Madden. Like, you always want your starters to be in all the time for whatever reason. I don't know what that's about. And you're playing like 2K, you want the starters always in, so you take the fatigue and kind of. We've got so many players on the sideline that's extremely talented. It's almost like we like the Alabama of the NFL, right? We got a lot of depth. But for whatever reason, we like to recycle. We like to recycle the same people in the same positions. Like, we don't have people that can do just as good a job and mitigate the risk to the people we consider like the bread and butter of the team. I don't know why we do that, but we just do. And it's like I was telling you about Latavius Murray. Those 3-4 runs a game that he's getting for the check that he's getting, I see why he's not complaining. I wouldn't be either. You know why? Because his usage is so low, he'll be able to leave the Saints and get another job because he don't have any miles on the engine from here.
God damn.
And we're paying him way too much money to be a glorified, water boy or equipment manager.
A glorified water boy.
A glorified
Did
water
y'all
boy.
hear this shit, son?
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But it's not his fault. It's not that he can't produce. It's just the fact that we bring him in and then send a play in for him to run around the end at 240 pounds, and when he can't make it around the end and gets tackled, then we call him on the sideline and ridicule him and talk about how stupid he is, and then everybody in that nation talks about how worthless he is. Sort of like we used to do this guy named Mark Ingram back in the day that I told needed reps to get going.
Yeah, he's a rhythm runner.
Yeah, we cutting up, but that's a whole other story.
Well, I mean, I agree with you, man. Most Latavius Murray's like that, Mark Ingram's like that, and to a great degree, like in terms of the running attack with Alvin Kamara, catches the ball cold and can get going just like that. But reputations, giving guys like Kamara the ball more, only gets them more into it with the game. You got to be able to get Alvin Kamara dialed into these contests. Sean Payton has learned that over the last 3 weeks, man, that he's getting Alvin Kamara. And when you get Kamara going in the game, it's a positive. The only thing is, let's going into this game against Tampa Bay, competition ratcheted up. We have to be able to get the touchdowns when we get them. We got to make those field goals. And the defense keep doing what y'all doing. The defense was lights out. We also, only one real serious, I guess you would call it, critique of the defense is when you get your hands on them interceptions, bring them interceptions in. Jack Rabbit, Laddie Daddy, same thing with those guys tonight. They had interceptions in hands. Especially Jack Rabbit Jenkins went right through there. Let's get some interception drills on our DBs, man. You got to get that because you in the playoffs and the guy gives you a gimme like an interception in your hands. You got to get that neutralized. The rhythm takes the air out of them. Especially when the Saints start running the ball, that put all the pressure on the world and on Tom Brady.
Yeah, it does. And listen, at 42, 43 years old, man, that's a lot of pressure. Especially when you come out to assert your will, and then you're forcing Tom Brady to become one-dimensional and pass the ball. And you play that man on the outside, you got him locked up. Now you got a feed frenzy with that front foot that's attacking him repetitively over and over and over again. And I just don't think his body can withstand it at this point. He hadn't really no. Drew Brees either, but Tom Brady. And he hadn't been really knocked around as much this year, but the games that he did lose, he was knocked around pretty bad. We knocked him around really bad in both outings, and that's all you got to do, man. You cut the head off, the body's got to follow. Yep. And that's the kind of mindset we need to have going in to this game on Sunday. That'd be a hell of a birthday present for Drew Brees to wake up 42nd birthday, go out, take the goat out, and then move on. Obviously, the next week to the national championship, the NFC championship. Hopefully, face the Rams where we can enact our revenge on them. That would be sweet, It's like, Sean Payton. I was talking to, I don't know who I was talking to. I was like, Sean Payton seems so happy, especially with Alvin Kamara, because he's just searching for that all his coaching career. He started off, he drafted Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush had an aspect of Kamara in him, but wasn't the complete fighter. And he followed up with Darren Sproles, who had a Kamara-like elusiveness aspect to him, but wasn't quite Kamara. Then you had Brandon Cooks, who was also kind of a scat back with working space, catch out of the backfield, right up on the side. So, Alvin Kamara gives you Reggie Bush, Darren Sproles, and Brandon Cooks into one player. Sean Payton has added tackles. That's me buying the sports car. That's his sports car. That's his play. He loves to implement him in offense in all kinds of different facets. So his two favorite toys, which is Alvin Kamara and Taysom Hill, are going to have to come to play next week. And I think that all things considered, I think that we'll knock these people out and we'll get the job done. But we got to lock them up. We got to account for AB because if he has a big game, it's going to be a long day. If we can't cover him, man coverage or maybe roll a safety over the top for the beat man. If we can't do that and still get a decent rush with that front four, we're going to have a really long day. But if we can, and we run a score up real quick, we reduce the run game, we force them to be one-dimensional, and then we start defeating Freeman.
Yep, there it is, bro. And we're going to get Wallace questions. Do y'all think we should play Jameis Winston next week against Tampa? Throw Brees in every now and then. No, I think your best opportunity is to win with Drew. I think Jameis is probably he's not ready to play right now. And that's just what it is. Drew gives you the best chance to win in the playoff matchup. So I would have to say go with Drew. And they're gonna sprinkle Taysom in there. And if Taysom does get, Jameis does get an opportunity to play, maybe it's in garbage minutes after the Saints have solidified the win. That's the base I could say. But I don't think Jameis Winston's
Jameis needs to be a spy. He needs to be an op this year. We need to get him down and pick his brain. What haven't we seen yet, Jameis? Tell us what we haven't seen. Tell us what we need to work on. Tell us what we need to look out for. And in that role, although he's not starting or throwing football or completing pass or making a play, he definitely contributes to the team by giving us tendencies, giving us DA's go-to, little stuff like that help us, even though he's not physically in the game.
All right, so that's we're gonna put a few more comments on there.
Hold on, we ain't gonna take no more comments. Who the hell talking about we should start Winston in the game? Who was that?
Family members was asking the question: should we start Jameis?
Why would we start Jameis in the NFL playoff game? Who had the nerve?
That's why people can't ask questions to you, can they?
You know what, y'all right? You guys ask any question, bro.
It's just a question. Sway's hardcore, bro. He don't want nobody to ask no questions, bro. You like the Billy Blanks of this crap, man. You like the Billy Blanks of the sports.
I be Billy Blanks.
You don't want nobody to ask no questions.
By the way, he got a gut and everything. We're looking at yesterday.
That is Billy Blanks. Yeah.
He got a gut and everything.
I guess his exercise regimen didn't work.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
What, 46? Like what?
It wouldn't matter, man. Billy Blanks is an absolute monster. Wesley Snipes wasn't in Billy Blanks, and I bet you Wesley Snipes don't look like Billy Blanks. Who you think? Who y'all think is in better shape, Wesley Snipes or Billy Blanks?
Yeah, let us know who y'all think, because we all stay with
Sway's the last of all of them guys, so that's the bottom line.
Yeah, that's what it is. Sway like in the game on the park, everybody can pick their people. And come on, Sway. And then we come out, that's it.
Just to fill out the team.
Yeah, bro, we gotta have.
And then they don't throw him the ball. They don't throw him the ball. He just call for it, but they don't give it to him.
All right.
Big Q, what is Murray contract? It is Grand Theft Auto. He was getting away with capital murder.
Well, that's not his fault.
He probably got all the stimulus money.
Well, if they don't choose to run him, he's there. He gave him the ball 4 times today.
4 times.
You got to get a man the ball.
250-pound guy sitting on 235 or whatever, sitting on a big bruising back, got the ball 4 times. And when you put him in the game, you're running around the end and wonder why he didn't make it.
Who we talking about?
Your boy.
You're talking about Latavius. Offense got to play better, Jerome says. Yeah, no doubt about it. We got to capitalize. Like I said, today was a good win, 21-9. Should have been at least over 30 points, 30 burger. Today that occurred, 34-9 or 34-6 or whatever, 3 or whatever it was. It should have been a lot. It should have been a lot higher than that. But
here's the thing: had we scored that last touchdown, the dynamic may have changed.
They wouldn't have got that touchdown. No, they wouldn't.
So, we could have easily been looking at 31-3.
What I've been saying.
Yeah, and I do like the idea of Taysom. Truly's Animal says, what do you think about silly goal line play? Peyton ran with Taysom at QB.
Yeah.
You talking about the jump throw? That's the Tebow pass that he used to use at Florida. It's called the old jump pass. It just didn't work, but they did draw. It wasn't a bad call. They did draw pass interference because the guy pass interference got a new set of downs.
It was still LA by the throw. Taysom should have definitely just thrown it out the back of the end zone.
No, he tried to give Troutman an opportunity. Troutman's 6'5". The
defender was on his jersey, hanging over like a rope chain.
Yeah, illegally. That's why he got the pass interference. But overall, the call wasn't a bad call. I mean, the guy passed interference, and that's the bottom line. He's 6'5". He's gonna throw to Troutman. Troutman's a huge target. So it's not a bad call. It just, I mean, it worked out either way. The guy had to pass interference to stop the ball from getting there. So I mean, we still go ahead, Sway. What you trying to do?
That's all good. Hey, I told Oklahoma, hey, don't be worrying about the Steelers being 10-0 or 11-0, whatever they was, and us being our record possibly with 2 losses by that time. Because the Steelers, as they're showing right now, have everything on film. And the Cleveland Browns are reading it. So whereas we didn't put everything on film. You don't know where we're coming from or what's going to happen or what plays was going to come out of the playbook. So that's all I'm saying, because I've been stating this from the beginning of the season about Sean Payton that people don't trust. Hey, not going to show everything during the season.
Who you acting that, bro?
Huh?
Who you acting that Sean Payton? People don't trust Sean Payton.
He keeps doing that. And
who are you adding though? Like you have a specific name of somebody?
He's speaking in generality.
My brother, I'm from the 80s and 90s. I ain't got. If I had a name, I'd say it.
All right, bro.
But if the shoe fit, wear that fit, put it on.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? If you feel some way about it, say something.
Hey, brother.
No, it's all love. But people, don't be second guessing Sean Payton. This thing been going on since the get-go. You gotta trust in what he's doing, bro.
Oh, bro, cut it out.
Yeah,
all right, let's keep him on. Sway, you can eat your gumbo, sir.
Until he throw a crack screen on 3rd and 34. Then it's gonna be like, man, what you ain't trying to do?
But if he would have made it, you wouldn't have been fussing at him, then would you?
Yeah.
That's the kind of argument Sway to give you. All right, but the thing on Latavius Murray's contract, 4-year deal, $14.4 million. He got 2 years left on that current deal. He turns 31. It's 2.9 next year, and then 2.9. So it's 2 years left, 2021 and 2022 left on Latavius Murray. So he got 2 more years left on his current agreement at 2.9
man.
million.
That man got $14 million to run the ball 30 times in 4 years.
But the cold-blooded part is he's always a couple hundred yards behind Latavius Murray. So he's incredibly efficient.
And incredibly healthy.
Listen, you can't say that that's on him. That's on the guy that's willing to, if he's going to utilize him correctly. He's not utilizing him. We said that. 4 carries today for Latavius Murray. It's not enough. He should be somewhere north of 10 carries a game. Now, I ain't gonna say that much, but I would like to see it more of a balanced attack. They have both of those guys more like a combination effect. But obviously, the way Peyton sees him, he sees Kamara as the man and Latavius as a complimentary dude. To him, meaning when he gets out, there was a combo.
Vegas was the man. Ingram was the man, though.
But
Ingram,
But now, being that Kamara's a compliment, it's like it's turned different. So it's different right now. It can still work, but
I mean, here's the thing:
you wouldn't make Murray the man and then have Alvin Kamara the compliment.
Listen, I like to volunteer my services right now for $100,000 in a Hellcat. I'm in there. I'll go in there and play the season role right now.
Latavius is
$100,000 in a Hellcat.
2.9 mil is
$100,000 in a Hellcat. Send me the ad. Drop your location. I'm gonna be there.
2.9 mil.
That is insane.
And you got 2 years left on that 2.9 million. So just to let you know.
I want 100, but I take 80. I take 80. I take 80.
Any code, NFL.
All right, so you don't lose. All right, so big ups to the family members, man. I appreciate y'all chiming. It's been an hour and 40 plus seconds. He says, $2 million after tax is $500,000 a year.
I take that.
Yeah, that's not bad. Pittsburgh just scored another touchdown here to get a little closer.
That's me,
Game
Eric
not over.
McCall. You got it. Yeah, right. You know, I'd be Eric the enemy. That's what I'd be. I'd be Nathan Mean. The old after
Yep.
That's me. I'm good on all that. I
have to say that. What Nathan Mean? What else?
I'm sorry.
Nathan Mean?
Then he go to the Jets.
I don't know. I'm asking.
What you mean?
You know where you went?
I don't know what my poor ran went. What did Nathan Mean go after San Diego?
I ain't know him doing anything else. Got you on Astro TV. Anyway, big ups to the family members. Appreciate y'all chiming in this thing. All right, we got a birthday there. Adrian, what's up, Adrian? Happy birthday to the princess. Don't hate, just love Mercedes. Happy birthday. Big ups to the family members who got a birthday. I wasn't aware if family members got a birthday. So birthday. Adrian, big ups to you if you got a birthday. Adrian, Camille, big ups to your fam. Thank you for being here.
Adrian.
Yep, happy birthday to you, family member. Big ups to all the family members chimed in on this edition. Buck 40 plus in the Sports Coma recap show. Chilling with the family members here, chilling with you guys, chilling everybody. We're having a good recap of everything. Brother Ike, man, we got to give much love to Ike, man. Brother Ike had to stop moving since he's been here. The brother, he's an excellent, the brother, excellent barber. The brother is an excellent cook. He's everything. Well, listen, Ike, come here, bro. Get in the camera and tell the family members about your endeavor, your business, bro. And let them know, bro.
We cutting up the barber shop. We going over right now. We're getting ready to bring this to a whole nother level. I have some things in the works. I don't want to say just yet, but tune in. Mozzie, he's always on. You see that? My face flushed on there. You go, oh, look at that ball.
So I said it's cutting up barber. We cutting up.
Yeah, we cutting up on Instagram.
Instagram, we cutting up, right? Uncle Mozzie, type that in there. Hey, could you put that in the chat for the family members so they can? We cutting up barbershop on Instagram. You can type that in there for the family members. For Brother Ike, and of course we got my brother Till, legend. He's also, he knows Brother Ike as well. So I mean, we promote the brother, and the brother been working like catching the game, man. Been moving back and forth in here, cooking and doing a great job. We just got to give the brother a salute.
Yeah, he's still the best. He's still the best of business at the same time, man. Who that chill?
That's Brother Ike right there. All right, so thank all the family members, man, for chiming in the piece, man. Y'all, appreciate y'all. Please hit the like button. Thank y'all for showing up. We'll try to be back on tomorrow's show, but like I said, for the family members who don't know, I'm switching providers internet-wise, and I had enough of the service guide providers I had before, and I'm switching. So, that's going to work itself out, but everything will be set up and we'll be good to go on Tuesday. So I'll try to drop in with you guys on something short tomorrow, and everything will get back to being normal. So I'd like to thank all you guys for chiming in on today's show. On the recap, this is a celebratory show. Enjoy the win, 24 hours, and we'll move on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Man, loving it, man. This is terrific. It's awesome, and it's special, man. So Saints advance to the divisional round against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's Sunday at 6 o'clock. It'll be 6 o'clock. It will be the last playoff matchup of divisional round of the playoffs next week. A little harder folk, getting closer and closer to that bowl. A little harder folk, but still in all, family, a familiar one that we have the psychological advantage over. So big ups to the family members. Appreciate y'all for dropping by. Much love to y'all. Salute to the Who Dat Nation and the Great Saint Think Tank. Hit the like button. If you aren't a subscriber, subscribe and join the Great Saint Think Tank.
Look on Pinterest. Look at him.
All right, so big ups.
Spell it.
All right, so we're gonna Suede, any last words for the Great Saint Think Tank before we leave?
You about to execute this, man?
No, shoot for the moon. If you miss, fuck it.
All right, well, that's the words of wisdom from Suede. Uncle Miles, before we go, last few minutes, bro.
Enjoy our win this week. We gotta stay focused. We got a tough game next week in Tampa Bay, but I think we will put out. We got a lot of emotion right behind. Chip on our shoulder. Drew Brees' birthday. Perfect storm, perfect scenario. I think we will be victorious. Who that? Tune in next week. We might do something live, another remote broadcast. We might do a nice tailgate. Then we'll wind this up. Just stay tuned. We got it covered.
All right. Appreciate that, family. Much love to all y'all guys. And we'll see you on the flip side. Who that? Congratulations. Saints get the win in the wild card matchup, 21-9, advance against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So we'll be back we'll be back as soon as we can. More than likely it'll be Tuesday or tomorrow. We'll see how it shakes. So thank y'all guys. We out. Thank you.